What's up, everybody? This took way too long, but I'm in the the afterthoughts of this because I didn't talk at all during this whole entire thing. So, I'm gonna run you by some stuff really quick because, like I said, I didn't talk. So, as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm flipping the cameras up and down. This is because I figured out my 655th run in, it was what it felt like. I figured out that you can flip the camera up and keep it in the corner, cam, whatever it is, cam 4B, or whatever it says down there. If you keep it there and have Freddy look at you, it stalls Freddy so you don't have to close the door and look at something else. The only time I closed the right door was when Chica was there, so I could check on Foxy. My whole problem that I had before was I was doing a strategy before where I would close the door and then look at Foxy, or every time I would every time I would put the camera up, I'd close the door, and it was eating way too much power, and I think I was checking Foxy too often or something because he kept coming back, like he kept showing up, and I literally could not win because he kept just attacking at the wrong time. I got very lucky with him this time, which is, you'll see, I'm not going to spoil it, but you'll see that I got really lucky with Foxy. But I was doing a strategy here to where you just flip the camera up and down and you don't close any of the doors until you have to, like that. I just kept spamming the thing up and down, up and down, up and down until I had to close the door. This took way too long. I kid you not, this took like maybe 9 hours to do. I've been recording this over the span of like a month because I've been busy, so literally like forever to do. But a couple of other things is, it was really, you'll see me mess up sometimes. I should have turned my mouse on in the recording for this, but you'll see me mess up sometimes because of how monotonous the strategy is. I kept screwing up. Like, I would put my, I would do, my brain turned off. I would accidentally misclick or something, and like that, and cheat death so many times because my brain was working in such a mode to where I was just going on autopilot, and I cheated death with Bonnie and Chica like 17 times. So I got really lucky there. One of the bigger problems I had with this was my monitor. My mouse kept going to my other monitor, so whenever I had to check Bonnie's door, I had to be really careful to not go out the left side of my door, or into the other window, into my other monitor, rather, because it was being so difficult and finicky where if I would accidentally click out of the game, it would close the whole game and I would lose. I've lost so many attempts like that, and thankfully I didn't with this one, but I also kept misclicking. I would miss the door buttons by like a frame and see right there where I thought I was dead. I just cheated death with Bonnie once again. This was probably the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in a game ever. Hopefully in the second one, the game locks itself into a window so I don't have to worry about clicking out of the screen, because that was malarkey, phony baloney, and hell to deal with. So I hope that it is better in the next one. I'm pretty much just filling time here because I'm not speaking at all. You see how focused that man up there in the top left is? I was so incredibly focused to the point where I was almost in tears when I got this done. Not really, but I felt like it. I tell you what, I would have weeped on camera if I would have spent any longer on this. This is like the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in a game. But either way, back to tips. So, if you're curious, what I'm doing is you literally don't have to open the door close the door besides close it on Chica and stuff. And you see every time I close the door on Chica, I check on Foxy, because he is very finicky for me. I had the hardest time with him in this game, and the only time I check Foxy, the one and only time that I check Foxy, is when I close the door on Chica. But closer to the end, you'll see I'll start checking Foxy more, because he starts trying to run at some point, I think at like 2 a.m. So from here to the entire rest of the night, he keeps trying to run, so I'm trying to keep the information in the back of my brain that's saying check on Foxy every now and then because he's gonna run. But the stretch from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. was the most stress-inducing thing ever, and the hardest part about this really was remembering to keep Freddy there and not accidentally switch one of the cameras while the door was up, because if you switch cameras when the door is up, he'll sneak in and just, you know, kill you immediately, so you can't have that. But thankfully, after doing this so many times, my brain was used to doing this, and see right there, I cheated death on both of them, apparently, because they were right there. But this was the most frustrating thing I've ever had to do, too. I have a bunch of footage, so I might just throw together, like, a rage comp of this, because I have so much footage of just this game. And hopefully, at some point, we'll start the second one. I need a break from this game, because I kid you not, just today, I sat and did this for 2 more hours. So it was a long time, and my mouse was acting up the whole entire time. It kept trying to turn itself off, so I was wired up. My mouse was wired up, and the wire's too short, so it was just causing me problems. But I really don't have anything else to say. I'm just trying to fill time because I really, literally didn't speak at all. At all. So yeah, how y'all doing? Foxy keeps trying to run. He doesn't actually end up running at all, I don't think. I don't remember if he did or not. But it gets very, very close. I'm more impressed with the fact that I cheated death as many times as I did with Bonnie and Chica, because my brain kept closing the doors on them, or opening the camera when they were there, because I was just so used to light camera, light camera, light camera. So when they would show up at the door, I would do light camera, flip the camera back down because I thought I died, and then hit the door and I'd be fine. So it was just rough. But I barely scraped by on the power here. I'm gonna get up on out of here in a second once it gets to 5 a.m. so you guys can just see everything that was going down. But if you're wondering the power percentage, I guess I got to 1 a.m. with like 80% power or something. 2 a.m. was like 65 or something like that. 3 was like 40, and 4 a.m. is gonna be like 10. Like I get to 5 a.m. with 10%, I think. It was just rough, okay? It was rough. I don't really have anything else to say, so enjoy the rest of this. I don't know how much I'll be speaking, but I run out of power very soon, so hope you guys enjoyed. This was way too long in the making, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. I don't know if it's gonna work. Foxy won't run. I don't know what the deal is. If it can get to nights out, I think I'll be fine. Please. I'm praying Foxy doesn't run. Please take as long as you want. I have been at this forever. I'm not moving. Come on. Take as long as you want. As long as Foxy can't move when it's dark. I'm not even looking at you. It's gotta be almost 6 a.m. Please, come on. Come on, don't play with my feelings. Come on, it's gotta be like 5 seconds or something. Come on. Yes! Finally! Oh. I've been at this for 9 hours! Yes, all the odor. Oh my goodness. 3 stars, finally. Oh my goodness. That took so long. 9 hours that took, probably upwards of 10. Foxy was the biggest problem that whole entire time. He would not run. That was the biggest problem. even there at the end, he didn't run the entire time. Then, of course, as the night was getting ready to end, he was trying to run. He stopped so many runs because he wouldn't run himself. I could weep, I tell you what. And the other problem is it kept clicking out of the screen, because for some reason this game's not locked to a screen, so I kept clicking over to my left screen. I could have just moved the game over there, sure, but I'm just glad it's over. Oh my goodness. I can't even go back to show you the 3 stars, but you saw them, they're there. I've been recording this specific part for an hour. I have like 9 or 10 hour-long recordings. That took so long. I'm so glad it's over. You know, I never got Golden Freddy either. Only got him one time this whole entire thing. But honestly, I'm glad I didn't have to deal with anything else. Foxy was the biggest problem during that whole entire thing. He would not run. I adopted a different strategy because I figured out if you just flip the cameras up and down, no one kills you from the door. I was trying to shut the door, look at Foxy, and do the door like you guys saw in the first attempt. Well, not even, but you're not going to see that attempt because this has been long enough, but I was trying to flip the camera when I was looking at Foxy, or put the door down, flip the camera, look at Foxy, flip the door down, put that up, and every time I would check the camera, I'd put that door down. But instead, I was keeping it on that corner, and then every time Chica showed up, I would close the door and look at Foxy, but she never showed up really either. All the stars aligned to make that run possible. Okay, I'm gonna get this video out. This has I uploaded the 4th part to 5 Nights at Freddy's, or 5th, whatever it was, almost a month ago. I've been busy, so I've been trying to get runs in every now and then. This has taken me almost a month to do. That was the hardest thing I have ever had to play in any game, ever. And I'm so glad it's over. Now I can play other stuff. I didn't want to get anything done until that was done. Obviously, I recorded some other stuff, put it out, so there wasn't no videos, but finally. Either way, with that all being said, I hope you enjoyed, because that was difficult. You're gonna hear a voiceover probably because there was not much that was going on in terms of me talking, but man, I'm ecstatic, I tell you what. And extra white. Hold on. Focus on my hand to make it dark. I don't know. I haven't figured out that light yet, but I'm out of here. I'm gonna edit this. It'll be out tomorrow from when I'm awake, so it'll be out Sunday. Unbelievable. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing. I forgot my outro. It's been so long. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.